Oh, welcome to another episode of Out of Stand Nation. We've had another heck of a week, guys.
Oh yeah,
I know we got some pretty good surprises too. I don't know about you guys. I had some pretty decent surprises with some of the releases that we've had this week. So, especially with like this first topic that we're about to talk about. So, Nick, if you want to go ahead and bring that in.
Sure. So this is PURPLEKISS with Can We Talk Again? Man, so after my heart skipped a beat, I didn't know what to expect.
Yep.
And I was pleasantly surprised with this.
it's weirder because this is still not their debut. This is still not their debut.
This is still pre-debut.
Pre-debut track. Yep.
So, actually something else that's really nice or really interesting to know about this is that Dozy and Aire didn't actually sing in this song, and Jiyun only got one line.
Really?
So this is actually made to showcase the vocals subunit talent. And I actually found that very interesting because I mean, as we're learning more, like, it helps with the introduction of Swan.
Right.
Yep.
But also, this is actually a tradition done by the company. If you were around for Mamamoo pre-debut, they did the same thing.
Okay.
Mamamoo did the same thing for their pre-debut. So, yeah. So, this is definitely a tradition done by the company. And at this point, they've established that this is a tradition.
I like that.
Yeah,
cool.
I actually like that a lot. I think that definitely shows some respect to like the fact that they have such strong vocal talent.
Yep. So as far as what the song is, for people who haven't heard it, what kind of song can they expect?
So it's definitely very R&B. I would say that is probably the most fitting genre that you can call it here is R&B. Little bit of soul influence, but
Yeah. It definitely feels like at least from visually, this does also feel like a little bit of a more mature, not like adult, but very much of a more mature feel of a group. I think it's comparatively to some other idol groups, you know, this concept does feel a little bit more mature compared to other idol groups. But I think it's a nice fit for them.
I also think that R&B currently we're in winter, so I think R&B was also a good choice here.
Right.
You don't want like a hype rock song in winter generally.
And I think it also plays very well to RBW's the label's strengths here too, because we've seen Mamamoo do similar types of songs, and they executed very well. RBW has shown that they are very well comfortable with that type of sound and concept. So, and I think they've done a very good job with executing here. So,
I agree.
Yeah.
Man, so one thing I also love is the fact that, like, the company they know how to recruit good vocals and they know how to train good vocals.
Yes.
I mean, we've already seen with Mamamoo, right?
Oh yeah.
Even their quote unquote weakest vocal being Moonbyul is still an extremely strong vocal.
She is amazing.
Yes, and she's only been getting better.
Yeah. And we've only seen that, like, we've only seen her getting better as like she's progressed through her career, right?
Right.
Yep.
And even that, like, even on debut, she was still a really strong vocal.
Yep, and it really shows here. And one thing that really surprised me with this song is how much the vocalists did not really feel like rookies.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, they were doing certain vocal things that rookies generally don't know how to do.
Like inflection of like emotion and also the charisma. Who's another artist that we talk about that does a very good job of putting that charisma into her voice? You may also be talking about her later on in this episode. But
wonder who.
We saw a little bit of that as well in here. It's like, wow, they're actually really, really they feel really experienced for being a pre-debut group.
Right.
Yeah, 100%.
So, like you make like seeing the like first pre-debut release, seeing the second pre-debut release, like it really makes you anticipate something really amazing when they actually debut.
Yep.
So it's like, what else how much more can they develop between now and when they actually debut? Because that's going to be a crazy like debut, and it's just going to be phenomenal.
Yeah,
Yeah,
one thing
definitely.
I thought of too is I'm really glad that they first released My Heart Skip a Beat and then released this, because if they went with this first, everybody would have dismissed them as like, oh, it's just gonna be Mamamoo 2.0.
Yep.
So
because Mamamoo, because that's actually what they were like pegged as before, like My Heart Skip a Beat, because they appeared on like Boston and Mirror and stuff like that, and that was one of the annotations that really showed was like, these guys are going to be pegged as the next Mamamoo. Like they have to really showcase a vocal skill.
Yep.
And I mean, obviously they showed here that they have that skill.
Yep.
Right.
They have that skill, and also like with My Heart Skip a Beat, so they show that they have that dance choreography skill, that kind of we mentioned before in that as well. Like they use a lot of male oriented dance moves and posturing. And,
well, yeah, because they actually choreographed their own stuff. Like My Heart Skip a Beat was choreographed by them, by the group,
which is really awesome.
Yeah, and I thought that was super cool as well. One thing that I really caught me off guard here. Well, two things. One was how good of a singer Swan is.
Oh yeah.
So we didn't hear her before, obviously, because she was taking a break, I believe due to mental or physical health, for My Heart Skip a Beat. So we didn't really hear her kind of in there.
Yep.
And man, I did not expect that much of a smooth but also almost powerhouse vocal.
Yeah, especially with this kind of musical accompaniment, like you need to have strong vocals in order to make this song work, because if you don't have strong vocals, the song is just gonna be boring.
Yeah, 100%. Like that really caught me off guard, but I'm so happy like she's in this song, because I think she's a great addition.
Yep.
I also was really caught off guard by the rap. That rap kind of came out of nowhere. Like Yuki did an amazing job, but and the rap kind of came out of nowhere, but it wasn't like out of place.
Right.
No, it wasn't out of place, and that transition too, like in and out of it, like into the rap and out of the rap, was very seamless as well. Just like you said, it really makes it not feel out of place.
Yeah.
So,
I really liked that kind of transition that they used, but also the rap didn't interrupt the flow of the song.
no,
Right.
it just
Which is really, it's on the rapper a lot to control that, because if you have a flow that kind of, if you have a kind of like flow and delivery that is interrupting the song, it's gonna make a disconnect. And in some songs, the disconnect is good.
yeah, sometimes you want that. You know what I mean, kind of creating like a similar impression of like a pause does, in some senses.
I will say the second verse of the rap, I didn't like as much. I thought they could have used a different transition, because it was the same general transition.
Yeah.
But that's me nitpicking.
Yeah. I mean, considering this is still a pre-debut, I don't expect like them putting on their like A game. I do expect like at least a B plus game.
Yeah.
Because
And I mean, if this is not their A game, they're gonna wreck markets.
yeah, I mean, I'm already expecting them to at least get their first win within maybe even Rookie of the Year if this is not their A game. Because we've in Heart Skip a Beat we saw their performance, and that was only 6 members. Now we're seeing them as 7 members in this MV. At least I
But
think it's
even
7
that
members.
vocally, it's not 7 members because 2 of them didn't participate
True.
in the vocals.
True.
So we're only really seeing like in this, we're only really hearing the talent of 5 members.
Yeah, we're hearing.
So they're not
5.
even giving us 100% here. Like,
Yeah.
when they do,
Yeah.
they're gonna wreck my wallet.
They're gonna
Like, this is gonna be a problem.
because they've already got the charisma, they've got the talent, they've got to sing, they've got the talent to dance, to rap. Like, this is an extremely good group. Like how they display themselves in the MV just shows so much charisma, just so much energy, and then being able to perform such as My Heart Skip a Beat, like they're going to be a force to reckon with for Gen 4.
Yeah, you know, in the closing parts of the music video, when it shows like their close-up shots for each of the members, I felt like, you know, we just saw like experienced models there. You know, just really showcasing their own charisma. Like it's actually really jarring just how much talent these girls are showing off in this release.
Yeah. And like the charisma, you don't even have to look at them to feel the charisma. You can just listen to them to hear that charisma.
Yeah.
Yeah, 100%.
So
So,
yeah.
yep. So it's definitely a group that we as a collective will be watching very closely. I mean, if we already kind of are, anyways. So
Yeah.
Oh yeah, this is definitely a group that at the moment could be, depending on their concept debut, could be like one of my top groups.
yep.
I would honestly love a like RBW like family like stage performance. Just watch.
Oh, we need that.
just
It
Purple
has
Kiss
to
and
happen.
Mamamoo just like wrecking stage.
That has to happen. Yes. So. All right. Well, you guys ready to move it on to the next one?
Yeah.
Let's do it.
Alright, So,
So which one of you two are gonna fight over introducing it?
well, Nick, just 1, 2, 3, go. Man.
Man.
Nah, just to go for it. Nick, you're the hype man. You
Alright.
got it.
So we got a small artist here.
Small. Small.
We haven't really talked about this artist very much. You might not know her. She's an amazing artist. This is BIBI.
Not like you didn't allude to her in the last MV that we talked about.
A little bit.
A little bit.
So this is BIBI with her song "Eat My Love." Man, so I mean, first off, you knew this was gonna be here. It's BIBI. Come on.
Yes.
Right.
But also, we see a little bit of a throwback style in this one, especially alluding to like BINU,
Yep.
and Nabi as well.
Yep.
Right.
She also is using that. She's also using that vocal style that she used in BINU.
Yep. Oh
But-
man, and which is like with a little bit of additional cuteness kind of thrown in there that we haven't heard before.
Yeah, this is like BINU if BINU was funk inspired.
Yeah.
Man,
It's fun, but not too like cutesy fun. It's like
Yeah.
she's a dork.
yeah,
She's a dork.
It's adorable fun.
Yeah. That like I remember watching it. That's literally what I said was like she's such a dork.
And I'm here for it.
Yeah. I mean, we've seen this before especially with soloists. When they're being a dork and having fun, like the MV is fun to watch,
Yeah.
you know, and there's no bigger dork in the world than BIBI.
Yeah.
Because it's funny because when she's rapping, like when we saw her in Hanirang, right?
Bro.
She looked like she was so
Charismatic
Like-
and boss.
charismatic, yeah.
And fierce. Even in Kazino
But
as well.
Yeah,
Just
but it's funny
fierce.
because she's not like that.
No.
You know?
She's a sweetheart.
Yeah.
She's just super soft. Like, yeah.
Which this MV definitely displays. I think this MV displays like it vocally and visually that she can be both boss but at the same time cute. You know?
Oh, yeah. And not like super like vanilla saccharine cute. Like her that dorky cute. Yeah. So, Aura, I know you have a real big thing for Twin Tails.
Do I?
How much did that slay you? Yeah.
I never knew I had a thing for Twin Tails.
Every time Twin Tails have ever come up, or someone has done Twin Tails, you go crazy for it.
I've never noticed that. Don't get me wrong, it was definitely adorable. It gave a more youthful vibe, and like seeing like BIBI in like, I guess, real life technically, and her animation counterpart was
the animation was cute as.
Oh yeah,
It was super cute. Yeah.
and it was only highlighted more by the like colorization, the choice. The choice in it, like the coloration just emphasized the more youthfulness of BIBI, you know. And then also having the teddy bear, the bunny, just whatever. It helped emphasize her youth. It made it more adorable, and it worked so well.
And man, can we talk about the ASMR at the end?
Yes. Oh my goodness. You guys saw that note that I left for it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Man, I just need a BIBI ASMR.
Yes. Oh my goodness. At the end, I was already grooving to the song, right? Because I mean, funk. I love funk, right? It's BIBI. I love BIBI. And you got to the ending, and it's ASMR. I was like, that's a great way to end the song. Like, I feel so at peace right now.
Yeah, and it's a creative way as well. Because it's not like a way that, you would think about to end a song of all things.
Yeah.
Like, oh yeah, let's end the song with ASMR. You'd be like, huh?
Right.
It came out of nowhere because, like, like the song as it was coming to an end, like, all right, well, the song's about to conclude. How's it conclude? And then it's like all of a sudden I'm realizing I'm listening to ASMR. So.
Things that we didn't know that we needed.
Yep.
BIBI ASMR. I should need like an extended version of that. That'd be great. Thanks.
That would be amazing. Her voice is so perfect for it.
Because I mean, when she talks, her voice is already kind of wispy.
Yeah, wispy, soft, pleasant,
So-
soothing.
Yeah, it's rather natural for her.
Yep. Yep. She's like a vitamin for the soul. So vitamin BB.
Vitamin BB. Oh
Yes.
God.
I literally came up with that 1 minute ago, and it was a very long minute of waiting to use it.
Oh, man.
You're gonna kill both me and Nick with stuff like that, man.
Oh man, I'm here for it. This song, Nick, I feel like if it was anybody else that sang it, we wouldn't have reacted as strongly, and I don't think you would have even liked that if it was someone else.
Probably not as much. I probably still would have liked it a little bit. I do generally like the instrumentation. I also generally like the instrument or the utilization of vocals as a background instrument in this.
Yeah.
And the EDM kind of elements.
Yes. Because like for myself, I think I would have liked it still, but it would have been like one of those like, I like it, but I don't love it. If it was
it might have not made the cut.
I probably wouldn't have picked it for a cut.
I think for me it may have still been the same because I think I have less of a bias than both of you. Just saying. I think I would have liked.
By bias, you mean correct opinion.
Yep.
Yeah. But the biased opinion. But like, I think for me, if someone with a similar like vocal tone were to have sung this, I think I would have just liked it the same. Vocally,
they could have had a similar vocal timbre, but if they didn't have the same charisma inflected into it, I don't. It's just still would have been the same. Yeah,
I think the charisma inside of this MV really helps.
Right.
The attractiveness to this song, because she could be doing dorky things like golfing on a table.
Yeah.
And it doesn't matter because she has the charisma to do whatever.
Yeah.
There's also like a wanderlust. is that the right word? It whatever, with kind of like an Alice in Wonderland kind of feel to it as well.
Oh, okay. Yeah, see, so originally that's what I thought you were going, was like that kind of Alice in Wonderland type of
Yeah.
feel. But when you said like Wanderlust, I'm like, I didn't see her traveling.
Yeah, I don't know why I used that word. I think that's the first word that came into my brain. I'm like, is it Wanderlust? No, it's not Alice in Wonderland. That's probably the best way to describe it.
Yeah, no, I can see that.
The kind of ethereal.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
It kind of a
otherworldly
magical feel, almost like a
Yeah.
magical feel.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
definitely. I mean, and I think a lot of that like is something that BIBI can do.
Mm-hmm.
I think
Yeah.
because of her confidence, she has a lot of potential opportunities inside of MVs. I mean, come on, BINU, she was literally A, talking about soap, and B, sitting in a bathtub for half the MV.
Yeah.
And it doesn't matter because she has the charisma to do it.
Yeah, I mean, she has such a wide talent to use like her visuals, her vocals, and all that. Because we've seen her with BINU, we've seen her working with JYP, we've seen her Hanyoung, yeah. So yeah, we've had a nice variety in seeing BB's talents.
Yep.
I agree.
So
Yeah. So, my goodness, we are. Yeah, we've already spent a good 10 minutes of just hyping her up. So,
I mean, it's a good MV. If you haven't watched it, watch it. It's fun. And all that.
It's a good song too. The song is just so. Again, like I love funk. But also just her vocal delivery in here, it really like completes the whole package for it.
Right.
Yeah.
So, it's a really kind of put you at ease type of feel good type of song.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
BB Stan Nation.
Here for it.
Here for it. Absolutely.
All right. So let's get ready to move on.
Yeah, let's do it.
Let's do it.
All right. Aura, this is yours.
All right. So this is Jackson's first release after leaving JYP. So this is definitely something that a lot of us have been looking forward to. So the MV is called Alone. At least it is in English. I don't know how to read the Chinese for it, but yeah. Not gonna lie, I really enjoyed this MV a lot.
So looking at the Chinese characters, I'm sorry, kind of derail this, but looking at the Chinese characters and equating them to Japanese, it would mean the same thing, because like the first two characters are like first singular and then person. So
makes sense. Definitely makes sense.
So go on.
But yeah, no, this is his first. And this is under Team Wang. So this is going definitely. Team Wang is his Chinese release company. So yeah.
Okay.
At least that's what I remember. I could be wrong. Who knows? But yeah, like this MV, I really enjoyed watching this MV. Cause I think, yeah, this was because when it first released, I was like, maybe it's gonna be in Korean. Nope, Chinese.
I mean, we've seen that before, though.
Yeah.
His previous solo release was also in Chinese.
Yeah.
That's one that you said was like very 80s Hong Kong-esque.
Yeah. This is more of a, I want to say, post-apocalyptic feel to it.
I mean, okay, this one is a whole heckin' movie.
Yeah.
It was.
You got abandoned buildings.
Come on.
And I know it's one of those buildings that has like the Olympic symbol on it.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
I don't know if that's an allusion to what's going on right now, or
Right. With the, it looks like the aftermath of like the entire world just going to yeah.
Yep.
Like the room, the like buildings, the cars. Yeah.
Man, like, I'm sure most of this is like green screened in.
Mm-hmm.
But like, even that, like, this is actually really high production.
Oh yeah.
It's super cool to see, like, even afterwards with the whole JYP split thing, that he still has a budget to produce something like this.
Right.
You know, that it doesn't seem to have affected him too much.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yeah. So comparatively to his time in GOT7 versus like now that he's broken from well, he's still in GOT7. I don't know what from his time in JYP to now. How do you think his vocals have kind of? Do you think the vocals have really changed very much, or in your guys' opinion?
I think it's a bit more exposed. You know, in a lot of the JYP GOT7 releases, you know, there's a lot more vocal treatments going on.
Yeah.
So,
because like when I was listening to it, I was like something definitely feels different about his vocals. I just couldn't really tell.
Yeah, they're letting a lot more of his vocals come in through like a lot more raw.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Also, at the end of the MV, I really like that that tidbit that they added.
Mm-hmm.
Which one?
The one that it's talking about like nobody can help us on the road we're taking. That like little tidbit of information that like you can't give up halfway through.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like and it keeps going on. Like the journey's gonna be hard, but nothing is ever easy.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
You know,
it's a very inspirational thing. Note to end it on.
It really is, and it's not really something I expected. I would say.
Yeah.
I kind of can expect it, considering like, you know, it's a lot easier to have the support of a big company like JYP to continue making music, but when you're producing it yourself, you know, without like extra support of a big company, it's got to be a different feel, because you're doing a lot more on your own, and considering how GOT7's treatment, you know, he's starting at I want to say a similar mental state, or as the scenery. Maybe this is just an assumption, considering from the MV that it's almost a similar mental state that we see in the MV, you know. But
yeah, and you see in the lyrics too, like, you know, he's saying stuff like, "I'm used to being alone. I don't even feel it when it burns. My shadow says it's tired."
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's kind of like, you know,
right.
So what, kind of,
Mm-hmm.
you know. And then like, I guess like later on too, it says something along the lines of like, "I can walk again." Basically, you know, picking himself back up.
Right.
And this all come to pass. You know, that tidbit at the end that Nick was talking about really does sum up the MV very well for the lyrics.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, like, I don't think I would have liked it as much without that tidbit there, because I don't think it would have really completed the whole package, if you will.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I think that was definitely really, really necessary.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Yeah, because I mean, as far as the song itself, you know, I didn't think it was a bad song. I did like the instrumentation to it.
Mm-hmm.
It's something I would definitely play in the background and let it go.
Mm-hmm.
But having that, you know, the meaning to it is what really completes the whole deal, just like Nick said.
Right. And I don't know if you guys also noticed it as well, but this is all completely one shot too. Like, there's no cuts or whatever for this music video. Mm-hmm. So like having it all shot in like one go is incredibly difficult, especially considering the amount of distance he kind of travels throughout this entire MV, versus like other one shots, you know, have been like within a smaller area. This takes up a much more wider space, and trying to capture a wider area that is honestly very impressive, you know.
I mean, especially when you go from the starting room that room that he starts off in, going down, like going out into the hall, downstairs, outside of the building, that is pretty difficult to do by itself, just transition from one scene to another.
Yeah, and I mean, you get to the end, and if you make a mistake, you got to reshoot the entire thing.
Right.
Yeah.
Which is just pain.
Yeah.
And not only that, but if like suddenly it starts raining out of nowhere or whatever, you know, you got to redo it all.
Yep. And if you lose daylight, you got to come back the next day and reshoot it all.
Yep.
So
the entire crew really did a masterful job for this, you know.
Yeah, and you know, you just reminded me of like there's a Russian movie. They shot the whole movie in one go.
I could never dream of doing something like that.
With hundreds of extras across multiple locations. They shot it a full 2 hour length movie in one take. That's insane.
Yeah, that's nuts.
That is absolutely insane. Like, because like you said earlier too, Nick, right? You get one aspect wrong, redo.
Yeah.
I wonder how many redos they had to do, like, or how many, if at all. You know, like if they did so much planning prior to make sure you don't have to do a redo, bro. Yeah. But even then, like, that's not to underplay this music video. This is still very difficult to pull off. So.
Yeah.
All right. We actually quite a bit of time on that one as well. So I guess it's kind of moving on to this next one. I've never heard of these guys. Have you, Nick?
No, they just kind of appeared in my feed.
Okay. Yeah, same. You probably got it at the same time I did, like right when it like, what was it, just first released?
Yeah.
Because I think for me it was like 34 minutes like after it released was when it popped up in my feed.
Yep.
So
anything from Super Sound Bugs I basically get instantly at this point.
Yeah, Super Sound Bugs and Genie for me. So
yep.
All right, so this is a MOVNING with Magellan. Nick, what is this song?
So man, this song, what isn't this song? First off,
when I first listened to it, I thought it was going to be frick, I forgot the word. Ballad. I thought it was gonna be a full-on ballad.
Yeah.
A lot. I thought the same as well, and I think a lot of people thought that. However, this is definitely soft rock, almost. I would call it soft rock, or if it's not soft rock, it is pop.
Yeah, because
it's kind of in that weird.
They kind of bring up those images of like, especially I guess like it was more popularized in the 80s, I guess, to have like a lot of this kind of pop soft rock type of style, and even like some power ballad features as well. So, but it doesn't feel like out of date either. So.
No.
I think because the soft rock style isn't really done inside of K-pop a lot, it doesn't feel like that off.
Yeah.
I mean, we only have a handful of groups that actually do anything similar to rock. You know? So I think definitely, it's not something out of date or something that's overdone.
Right.
So it's a very light feeling song, and I really enjoyed that part of it. So I mean, especially with his vocals.
It's also very uplifting, almost.
Yep.
But also one thing I really noticed that I actually appreciated later to the end of the song is his vibrato is really fast, like extremely fast.
Yeah.
I noticed that kind of during the middle of the song when it started to pick up a little bit, and during the end of the song, it was really going, and I honestly I like that a lot because I think it added a different depth to the song. His vibrato being that fast.
Yeah.
So vibrato, it's like, it's the best way to describe that. It's kind of like when you incorporate a bit of just like what the word sounds like, vibration. Kind of with the way how do you describe vibrato to someone who doesn't know what vibrato is?
Vibrato is when you take your voice and you go up and down in pitch slightly to give the
impression of
to give the song a little bit more added depth, but also give it a little more impact.
And you typically hear it at the trailing part of a phrase for when you're singing.
Usually it's only on like long held notes.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
So
but if you have a really fast vibrato that comes in like very quickly, some singers have that, especially in Korea it's a little more popular to have a really fast quick vibrato. And that you can hear it, you know, like in this song you can hear it in quite a few places where the notes aren't held for a very long time. One thing I also really like here was the strings, in being all the way put in that back. You know, if you play this on low volume, you can't even hear them. They don't even exist.
Yeah.
But when you put up the volume, you can really hear how those strings like shine by themselves.
Yeah, I mean, you wouldn't know they exist on low volume until you see them in the music video.
Yeah.
Yep.
Like, I loved how both the drummer and the guitarist were just like jamming, just completely like in the zone for this entire music video. Like, they were so entranced. Like the song just became more entrancing as you were watching it.
Yep.
I don't know if MOVNING is like the guitarist or the bassist and the drummer are part of it. But what I do know is that, like, obviously the singer is a part of it.
Right.
I don't know if he's a soloist or not, but man, do I want to find out now.
Yeah.
Like, this is insane.
And you know, I wasn't like super engaged into the song up until you got like towards the last third of it, like when he really started to pick up. And again, like you see, you're talking about with his execution of vibrato, like, wow. like that first slow build up to the song, to bring us here, worth it. So.
Also, they have a really good. I don't know if it's like a full-on team or who's doing it, but they have a really good color correction team.
Oh yeah, like the blues in the ocean, like you could really notice that bright, that the hues and whatever, like it really pops.
Yep,
it really pops.
Yeah, and they went from a cool color temperature from the first half of the video into a warmer color temperature in the second half, or last third. So
yeah,
especially like as like you saw the sun was starting to come down. So yeah,
like it was a wonderful transition of colors.
Yep.
Yeah, I really noticed how well that was with the contrast of his white shirt on his black jacket. That contrast is so clean.
Oh yeah.
But it wasn't over contrasted to the point where you can't see other things. It was so well executed.
Yeah.
Yeah, and even with that soft filter that they had, it was just a very light soft filter. It wasn't overly done. I really enjoyed that as well. You know, just added a little bit of a visual bloom on across the picture. So
it just made the music video just that much more beautiful and
that much more beautiful and uplifting.
Yeah.
Just like what Nick said, it's very uplifting as well.
The other thing I noticed is that it's like, even though it's only rendered into 1080p, I could tell that they shot in a much higher resolution as well.
Oh yeah.
You know, 4K, 8K, something like that. Yep. Because even when they're doing that pan across to, where they're playing and whatever, you can see the boards that they're playing on. And you can see the individual gaps and stuff. Like those things, if you shot in 1080p and it got rendered to 1080p, it would get lost.
Yeah, that's a fairly standard practice. They call it downsampling.
Yeah.
So it really eliminates the need to apply like a post sharpening filter, you know, to kind of try and bring out the details of pop. It gives a much more clean and crisp image.
I will say that's not also very normal for Super Sound Bugs to have. You know,
we're used to Super Sound Bugs having very low production quality.
Yeah. Because that's what they almost exclusively used to have.
Right.
Yep.
But recently they've been accepting a lot more in the higher quality ROM as well. So, man,
Yeah.
I am impressed.
Yeah, I
to say
mean,
the least.
overall, it feels like Super Songbox has increased in quality, and like there's other platforms now where like the really, really like indie Nubu types go to. So, yeah, you know, I was just actually a very pleasant surprise. So it was funny because like when I saw you drop it in, I'm like, hey, look at that, you beat me to it because I was gonna drop it in as well.
Yep. It definitely stood out to me.
Yeah. It gave a nice hopeful feel for like the beginning of the year kind of feel.
And I love the prominent featuring of the ocean. Right now, where I live, I'm landlocked. I've never been this far inland in my entire life. You know, for most of my life, I've always had the ocean at least like a couple miles away from me. Like, yeah.
Yep. And I mean, I've never had the ocean, but like, I'm in the Great Lakes state, you know?
Yeah, you at least have a great bodies of water near you.
Yeah. It's like, I could not imagine like
being landlocked.
I fully understand that. You know?
Same.
Like, I could not imagine being like that.
I'm next to
I can almost smell the ocean air right now. You know, just from looking at the video.
Yep.
I miss it.
Shall we move it on?
So, yeah, we definitely need to move it on to this next one. So, Nick, is this you? Is this you?
Is this me?
I think it's you.
All right. So, again, smaller artist, you know, definitely not backed by a big company.
Not at all.
Nah, not at all.
Not sarcasm. No sarcasm.
Nah. Not many people know this. Anyway, so this is Aespa, with their song Forever. If you don't know who Aespa is, you're actually living under a rock.
Yeah.
And that was sarcasm because they were backed by SM.
Right.
Just to be clear on that one.
Yep.
So yeah, this is their song Forever, and after Black Mamba, I was expecting Full Send Girl Crush.
Yeah, same.
So from Black Mamba to Forever, it feels like a musical genre whiplash.
Yeah, it literally is a musical.
That's a great way of putting it. I like that.
Yeah, this is not what I expected, but I mean, it makes sense because winter.
Yep.
You know, like this is the time of year for a softer song.
Yep.
But the distance of whiplash that you feel.
Oh yeah. I had to do a double take. I was like, what?
Yeah.
What is this?
Yeah. Did I click on the wrong music video?
Yeah, I was like, what? Did I click on the right thing?
Am I hallucinating?
I had to go make sure.
Am I hallucinating?
Yep. So.
But it was a nice, good whiplash to go into.
So, a little bit about this song. Ballad, 100%.
Very SM ballad.
With a
SM
string
ballad.
accompaniment, which is very typical of SM.
Yep.
And very simple, soft drum line. Again, it's nothing new for SM.
Right.
Yeah, we've heard this across the groups. Like, what was that one song that SNSD Taeyeon did with there was a song that they did.
I know what you're talking
Super Junior,
about.
I think it was. Yeah.
Why can't I remember it? I hate you now, Jaehoon. I hate you.
Don't worry. I'll pull it up because I have it on my playlist. So, man. So,
one thing that did take me a little off guard about this was that there was actual choreo with it.
Yeah. That was another thing I was going to bring up as well. It was like, it feels like they're still on that. It almost kind of feels like they're, what was it, tutting with Irene and Seulgi, but not like, you know, it's not actually tutting, but because it's so very hand motion centric, it kind of gives like a similar kind of feel.
Right.
By the way, the song I was talking about earlier was 7989.
So, and I think definitely this showcases their vocal talent a ton more than Black Mamba did. You know, Black Mamba was very high intensity.
Yep.
was very like you're not entirely focused on the vocals. You're focused on the momentum.
Yep.
And stuff like that.
Right.
So this definitely lets you focus a lot more on the individual vocals of the members.
This feels like something you would be like one of those like grand entrance like songs that they come onto stage with, like they come from like top of the stage down, just like being introduced.
I kind of see what you're talking about there.
Yeah.
Because didn't Twice do something similar?
Yeah, Twice did something similar. I think SNSD did something similar, if I remember right, too.
Yeah.
And same with like other groups. It's not an uncommon thing. But yeah, just coming into like through a big swing. But I definitely see them coming in with this song on a big grand scale on a stage, just because it's a song that can ease into other songs for the rest of the concert.
Or they could just whiplash them into Black Mamba.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Just I think I gave myself whiplash.
I would say with their vocals, it's very stable. For especially like leading up to the bridge, we showcase some very stable, sustained deliveries there.
Yeah, and I mean, honestly, I don't expect much less from SM.
From SM, right? Yep.
I mean, they are probably one of, if not the most financially stable companies in the market right now.
Right.
And they invest very heavily into the training of their artists.
Yep. So I am not surprised that these are extremely stable vocals. I mean, we've heard it from like their previous groups. We've heard it from Red Velvet. We've heard it from SNSD. And so on and so forth. I mean, it is no shock that they have stable vocals. I did like the use of the guitar
leading into
leading into the final chorus.
Yep.
In that bridge, I really appreciated the highlight there.
Yeah,
because I mean that guitar is always there throughout the entire song, but it wasn't highlighted. It was just kind of there.
It just made it. But when you get to that point, that's when it really makes its presence known.
Yep.
Yeah.
And there was no better time. I think right there the song needed a break from the vocals, because if you just kept going into another chorus, it would have felt repetitive. It would have felt like the song is just gonna never end. But that gave it enough time to go into an ending chord progression.
Right.
Yep. I did like in the video as well, like when you show them like standing all four side by side with these standing mics. Gave it a very classic, kind of feel, because was it the 50s where you saw a lot of that, where like the girls are on stage standing side by side, standing mics, and they're doing the hand motion dance, like for like a kind of dance. So very nostalgic kind of feel there.
Yeah.
Timeless is the word.
Yeah. I think it helps to play into the theme, like like that timeless theme with the adding like the winter theme in the background as well, because they also do use a lot of like white and like kind of a bluish kind of coloring to it.
And you got some of the imagery too, like in the props with that moon. Exactly. Moon in the background and the star off to the side.
Yeah, definitely helps to play into that timeless theme that you were talking about. So it was honestly really well done.
Yep, it really does help kind of sell that concept of that feeling of forever. Always stand by your side. It's one of the closing or leading up to the closing of the lyrics. So, it's a very sweet song.
Oh yeah.
So, what else you got, Laura?
I mean, like it's. I want to say this is a fairly standard song for SM rookie groups. We get that duality. Usually in the beginning, we saw it with like Red Velvet with when they first debuted. You get
Red Velvet, SNSD.
Yeah, you get like a harder song similar to Black Mamba, or you get like a softer song similar to Forever. So it just shows the two different sides. But like it just was so unexpected that with how
because they went all the way over to like something really soft.
Because generally when they first start out, they've been like this, like almost close, but with this, it's like
like out of frame.
Yeah, I'm like, geez, that is definitely whiplash. But it just shows like the potential, like of variety that the girls can go through. If I do hope for more songs similar to Forever, just because, you know, we do get a lot of girl crush. It happens a lot, and it's easy to get burnt out on girl crush. But if Aespa can capitalize on being able to continually switch back and forth and not just be set in one, I think it'll have more potential for the girls, like each of the individual girls, even after Aespa, like, and beyond, you know, to continue their careers in different markets. So,
how about you, Nick? What else you got?
I mean, song wise, I think it was really nice. Like we talked about with ballads before, there isn't a whole lot that really made it unique. But one thing that I would like to see definitely in the future for Aespa is the utility of their concept.
The virtual avatars.
Yeah. So they came out with a concept that is like they have virtual, I guess, alter aliases, alter egos,
avatars.
It's kind of still avatars. It's kind of still a little vague what they actually are.
Yeah.
But I want to see them better utilized in the future as well. You know, because we're gonna see these artists grow, right? The you know, these four girls are still very young. You know, they're only debuted. They don't have a lot of time in the industry under their belt yet, and so they're gonna grow and they're gonna progress. And the thing that I think is going to be a make or break for this concept is if those avatars are utilized in a way that could also grow and progress with them.
Yeah, that's actually like relevant to their brand.
Right.
Yeah. The thing is that we see a lot of time concepts don't last that long. So especially with the big ones are name concepts and color-oriented concepts. Like we've seen SM throw concepts in the trash before. You know, namely Red Velvet, right? With their dual color concept. Red Velvet still does songs in both genres, but it's not. They don't attach them to the concepts like they did originally. Because Red Velvet now has thrown that naming concept kind of in the trash. So.
Yeah,
I hope there's better utility of their concepts in the future. Yeah,
I mean, I know that intentionally, like it was meant, from at least the articles that I read, that it was supposed to help like make them more global, like easily accessible, which is an interesting concept. I don't know how fully it's going to be utilized, but like. There's all the sorts of ideas that were thrown around about it. So, I mean, it could help to like potentially do a like almost a Hatsune Miku kind of thing where you can hold a concert at so many concerts at the same time, utilizing virtual avatars.
Or how about this too? Multiple stages. You got the girls up front on the main stage, and then you got side stages, a stage above, stage in the middle of the crowd or whatever, with the virtual avatars. I think that'd be cool.
Yeah,
we could pull it off. So, I guess for myself, this really what SM has been doing with Aespa, and then more recently as well with like Irene Seulgi of Red Velvet. It gives hope that like SM like isn't going full send into like this really kind of bland mode, that we've seen other companies go through. To see SM actually like still do some innovative things. I'm really happy for it.
Yeah.
So it's actually helping me get more like, get out of this kind of SM burnout that I've had for a while now, probably like almost 2 years. So I'm actually starting to get excited with what SM is doing again. So.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
What you got?
Once they get more grounded with how they're going to handle with the avatars, I think it could potentially be a good sell. I don't know how they're going to do it, how it's going to end up in like 5 years from now, but who knows? Just who knows?
Yep. All right, so release of the week.
All right.
I mean, you guys already know mine.
Yeah. I mean, do you want to go first?
I mean, it's BIBI.
Yeah.
Is anybody surprised?
No.
No.
Nick?
Oh man, I don't even know where to begin. I think I'm gonna give it to PURPLEKISS.
Okay.
I really like the showcase of their vocal talent, as well as this only again being pre-debut and only not even showing like 100% of what they're capable of yet.
Right.
Gives me a lot of hope that they're gonna be something really big, and this song also is already in my playlist. So
with me, I'm going to have to actually go with Jackson.
Not surprised.
Not surprised.
Not surprised.
Not surprised at all.
Yeah. So yeah, but no, mine is with how he filmed all the effects and that everything that was used for the MV, and just kind of that hope beyond everything else. I think that actually helped solidify the music video for me.
All right. Well, I guess now is just time for our quick shots.
All right. So
let's do it.
All right. So I guess I'm the first one this time. So we've got former Cherry Bullet leader Mireille and former Girls Alert member Saitbyo about to debut again with Alert Entertainment along with Happy Tribe Entertainment in a new 6-girl girl group called Pixie soon. It's scheduled, I don't know when it's scheduled actually, but it's going to be called Wings, and it's going to be the first digital single. I kind of wish it wasn't a digital single. I wish it was an actual album, considering makes it easier to collect stuff like that.
Yeah.
Welcome to Nugu. We don't wait. Mini albums exist.
Yeah.
I tell that to my 400 digital singles.
Yeah.
All digital.
Yeah. If you are not that familiar with Nugu, that doesn't happen.
Yeah.
What are mini albums? All I know are digital singles.
Yep. Especially because of the cost involved. So
cost is the big.
Oh
thing.
yeah. But definitely wish the new group like the best of luck and much success. Cherry Bullet and Girls Alert
from when they debuted. Girls Alert. I've slowly started following them. They're very very new, but they still managed to hang on. So, right. I guess I'm up next. Spotify is finally officially launched in Korea. So, what does that mean for the rest of the international market? Well, hopefully it means that we get greater accessibility to more Korean content. Like right now, K-pop, you do have a lot of K-pop available on Spotify, like for in the US, for example, and whatnot. But there's more to Korean music than just K-pop, and especially like the more bigger K-pop groups. So hopefully we get better access to like the more indie stuff, the like the rock stuff, and the smaller artists as well.
Yeah, 100%. Because like even myself right now, like finding like new good artists is really hard on Spotify because they have to have a contract, you have to put your music up, stuff like that.
Right.
So that's why I use like YouTube Music because YouTube Music has pretty much everything.
It actually pretty much does have everything almost.
And pretty much everything that's uploaded to YouTube is uploaded to YouTube Music.
Mm-hmm.
Since they go through obviously it's all YouTube, so it goes through the same directory, but since they're connected, like I can find whatever MV or song that I want and add it to a playlist. So hopefully in the future I'll be able to use Spotify to find stuff like that.
Yeah.
Yep. There's also a few features that's going to be exclusive to Korea's version of Spotify at the moment.
Boo.
Which hopefully we'll see those features either brought to the other markets or refined versions of those features brought to the other markets. So, and one of them is a daily mix. So Korean listeners will just pull that up, and it's a discovery feature. So whatever new songs that we have just released or songs that are similar to what they love will be recommended through there. So basically, it's kind of like a more automated version of what we do for this podcast. So.
Start using VPNs. No. VPN your Spotify. VPN your Spotify.
Yep. So, and that's actually a really cool feature that I would really enjoy, because I basically the three of us do the same thing with YouTube. We let YouTube kind of recommend a lot of things to us. So. All right.
Yeah, our YouTubes just kind of recommend everything to each one of us, and our YouTube recommendations are like this now.
Yeah, it's like they treat us as like one person. So, Nick, you got the last one?
I sure do.
Can your heart handle it?
Oh, my heart is very happy right now. All right, so, 21, former 21 member Minzy, made a guest appearance on Park Min-soo's radio show, and opened up about the possibility of a reunion of 21. Now, that has been talked about quite a bit recently. However, we actually know that now they are actually considering it. So Minzy said on the radio show that she says that they meet each other often, and that the former leader CL often like talks about let's try it. What do you guys think? And I guess Park Bom and Sundara Park have considered the chance as well, which also means that that could be considering an OT4 reunion,
right?
I think there's a ninja cutting onions here. Just saying.
There absolutely is a ninja cutting onions.
I mean, we recently just got a group picture on CL's Instagram of all four. Four of them together.
Yeah.
So.
Yep, that's saved on my phone. So, and especially like the fact that it's an OT4 reunion makes it even more special, because if you don't know or didn't follow 21 or what around in K-pop when 21 was around, Minzy actually left the group before the actual group's official disband, meaning that they had one comeback that was OT3. It was kind of OT4 because she was kind of in it, but she didn't sing or participate in it at all. So, as far as that goes, super excited to hear if they have a reunion. I myself got into K-pop through 21, so
K-pop was my other alt group. So
yep. So definitely super excited to see if 21 has a reunion.
Oh my god. Yeah, because at that time,
my heart
21, man, it was I love him so much.
Imagine them singing the last comeback as an OT4 instead of in a 3.
So what's
but also it would hurt my heart a little bit because that song is Goodbye. I don't really want their first reunion to be singing Goodbye.
So what song or songs would you love to see them perform again?
I think there's no better song than Come Back Home.
Come Back Home. Yeah.
I think there's no better song than Come Back Home, because they would, you know, it's almost like telling Blackjacks that, you know, home is still here.
Yeah.
You know, like there's no reason to run away and, you know, go somewhere else.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, there are other songs that obviously they could perform. You know, I'm the best, right?
I'm the best.
Stuff like
I'd
that.
like to see a Can't Nobody. Can't Nobody keep hold him down.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that would be good too. They also might just perform like a
Brand new song.
not necessarily a brand new song, but I would say more along the lines of like maybe just like a mashup of a bunch of like their hits throughout the years.
Yeah.
A medley.
Yeah, almost like a medley.
Yeah. There you go.
So that would be something that would be nice to hear as well. But we can only hope.
21 forever.
So
we love him forever.
21 forever. Once you're a blackjack, you're a blackjack for life.
So, except for Aura, he was never a blackjack, right?
Sone.
Well, that's why he doesn't like K-pop.
Yeah.
So
Ow. Yeah.
We can't have an episode where we don't throw Aura under the bus.
man,
Dude, I've been under the bus so often. I'm just
He
like
lives there.
he lives there.
like I'm stuck to the tires at this point. I'm just stuck to the tires.
But that was a great piece of news for quick shots to end off this episode with. So
Yep. All right. Well, I guess we'll go ahead and close out the episode.
let's do it.
Thank you for watching. This has been Idle Stand Nation. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, click that bell icon if you want to know when we upload in the future. A link to our socials will be down in the description down below, as well as the MVs. Make sure you go check all of those out. All of them are deserve your listen. So, and your ears will be blessed. So, thank you to our patron. We appreciate you so much, and we hope that the content that we are giving you guys over on Patreon is definitely worth it.
Which you got more coming out.
Which we got a ton more coming out, and we have a ton of things in that we plan to do. So definitely stay tuned for that.
All right.
We will see you guys next week.
Bye.
Bye.